Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. And as you could tell, we're in the kitchen because I'm going to try another recipe. Now this recipe is brand new to me. This is the first time I've made it. And I think I actually found it on TikTok. You can believe that. And the name of it is called Lazy Banana Pie. That's the recipe that I was buying all the bananas for. But I kept eating the bananas before I got the pie made. So today I'm actually making it. So let me set this camera down and I'll read to you the ingredients and we'll begin to put the pie together. Okay, I have all the ingredients here already measured out and everything to save time on the video. But I'm going to read off to you what they are. The first thing you need is 3 cups of flour, sifted, regular flour, not self-rising. And then you need 1.5 cups of white sugar, not brown sugar or powdered sugar, just regular white granulated sugar. 6 bananas sliced, and I have them all sliced up and ready to go. I'm going to put them right up there. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, that's in here. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, that's in here. Let's put these right back up here. 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and I've got that butter melted right here, and I've let it cool down a little bit. 3 whole eggs beaten, and these are large eggs at room temperature, and beat them up really well. And then you need 10 ounces, which I've measured out, and it's 1 1/4 cups of milk. And I've got my milk in here. 1 cup and 1/4 cups of milk. Okay, now we're going to start putting it together. The first thing you do, it says, is sift and mix your flour and sugar in a bowl. So I'm going to take my sugar, put that in first, and then the flour, which is the 3 cups of the flour. And then I'm just going to kind of stir it together with a spoon. Next, add the baking powder, cinnamon, and the melted butter. So we're going to add the baking powder, the cinnamon, and I'm going to stir this a little bit first. I'm going to put the melted butter in. Mix well. Okay, I've got that mixed well. Then it says to peel and slice the bananas, which I've already done. Oops. Put 1/2 the flour crumb mix in a 9 by 13 pan and spread evenly. And it doesn't say that the pan has to be greased or oiled or anything. So what we're going to do is put 1/2 of this dry flour crumb mixture in here. And so that would be 3, 4.5, so that would be 2 1/4 cups. So I'm going to measure that out. So that would be 2 1/4 cups. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, so I have 1/2 the crumb mixture in here, which I measured that out to be 2 1/4 cups. And I'll write that on that recipe, so next time if I make this, if it turns out good, I'll know. And you put 1/2 that crumb mixture in here. Then it says, mix the butter, mix well, peel and slice bananas, put 1/2 the crumb mixture in the pan and spread evenly. Layer all the bananas over the crumb mixture. Okay, so here we go with the bananas. Okay, so here's what it looks like after you get the bananas on there. Let me tell you, that was a job layering all them bananas on there. All right, let me see what I got to do next. All right, spread evenly, layer the bananas over the crumb mixture. Then layer the remaining flour crumb mixture. Okay, I guess we got to put the rest of this on top of this. I'm just going to sprinkle it on here like this. Okay, here's the bananas with the rest of the crumb mixture on top. Okay, remaining flour crumb. Then in a bowl it says to put the eggs and beat well, which I've already beaten them well. So I'm just going to put them in here because I've already beat them up really good. I beat them with a fork when I cracked them. And then add the milk and mix well. Then after you mix the milk and the egg together, you're supposed to pour it over the crumb and bake 365. You preheat your oven to 365 and you have to bake it for 50 minutes. And then it says you can sprinkle it with powdered sugar. So let's see how this goes. We're going to mix this up really good. This must be the thing that holds it together, the eggs and the milk. All right, here goes this over this. I'm going to try to do it evenly. Okay, there it is with everything on it. Some dry spots in there, but I'm thinking it's going to be like a dump cake, that the milk will kind of expand and spread over it. Now you're going to put it in the oven, and I'm going to bake it for 50 minutes at 365. And then when it gets done, I'll come back and get you and show you what it looks like, and we'll do a little taste test. Okay, I'm back, and the cake is out of the oven. And what you're seeing here, I went ahead and sprinkled powdered sugar on it. But there was also a whole bunch of the flour that was on that second layer that didn't mix in. So I think if it tastes good and I decide to make it again, what I'm going to do, instead of pouring a second dry layer on there, I'm going to mix the eggs and the butter with the second mix of the flour and then pour it on there. That way I know that everything gets mixed in. But I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit, it's real hot. I'm going to try to sample it by blowing on it a little bit. So let me get a bowl over here. I should have had it over here already. Okay, like I said, there's a lot of spots that had flour that didn't mix. But yeah, if I make it again the next time, those eggs and butter, or eggs and milk, that's what it was the eggs and the milk and stuff. The wet part's going to be mixed in with that flour for that second layer. I'm not going to just pour it in there dry like that. In fact, even the bottom half is dry. I don't know what the deal is. That bottom part that I put in there, it's got dry stuff on it too. You know, I figured for sure it would cook. It's really a weird cake. If it tastes good at all, I don't know. I can't even see the bananas. They cooked up. To me, it was a lot of dry ingredients and not enough moisture, even though it was 3 eggs and a cup and a fourth of milk. Here's what it looks like after it's cooked. You can't hardly even see the bananas. I'm going to let a little bit of it cool down and try to sample a piece. Okay. I'm going to hold this up. And I'm going to sample it. I blowed on it and cooled it off because it was really, really hot. The flavor is pretty decent, really. I just can't figure out why all that dry stuff. And I tell you what, I do not like this makeup. This is that new makeup that I got from Avon. And it was the wrong shade for my skin anyway, and I can see it turns yellow. Anyway, back to the cake. I'm thinking maybe on the whole, instead of putting dry in there at all, mix all the dry with the wet. Then pour half the wet in there, put the bananas on it, and then put the rest on it. Because it has a good taste, and it cooked up pretty good, except, like I said, they're still dry powdered, even in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that on here. I don't really think I can lift it up. Let me get my pot holder. I'll show you here. I'm going to lift it up and let you see, if you can see it. See all that white right there? That's all that dry flour and sugar that didn't mix in with the cake. So I don't know what the deal is on this recipe. Like I said, I got it off TikTok and Facebook, and you know how that works out. Every time I do a recipe on Facebook or TikTok, it's a fail. Kind of makes me want to quit trying, but I like to experiment with new recipes and try different stuff. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And thank you guys for coming to our channel and visiting with us today. Y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.